Hey guys, Soulord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll finally be taking a look at the Spawn's Universe Omega Spawn Mega Figure, brought to us by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys. And yeah, long awaited. I kind of stalled on picking this guy up because of all the horror stories I heard of people breaking the wrist joints. Thankfully, though, due to my handy-dandy hairdryer being as bussin' as it is, I was able to heat this guy up and get all the joints that were stuck working without breaking anything. That said, it also helps that I got this guy in late spring as opposed to early winter when he came out. I think he was a November, December release. So he's been out for a while. So maybe McFarlane Toys went back and fixed the wrist problem. But that's... I can neither confirm nor deny that. But it probably helps that I didn't buy him when it was cold as heck outside. So, with that being said, I'm going to cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review. And Omega Spawn obviously doesn't have any accessories. He's got the stand, which is helping him stand a little bit right now. But we're actually going to move this guy over and do a bit of a premature size comparison, because I'm oh so curious as to how he stacks up next to the Monolith, who I've actually had for a little bit now. Shout out to the lovely Aunt Tammy for the hookup on that one for my birthday. Really like this figure a lot. Probably one of the better Spawn figures last year. And they're close to the same height. I would say Monolith has got him beat by just a smidge. Just by the hair of the skull mohawk he's got going on there. But I do wish Omega Spawn was a little taller than this guy. And really, I think he's supposed to be like a head taller than this guy. If not, you know, the same height. So it would have been nice to see that. Would have been nice to see him built more like Monolith. He's got the hinge swivel wrists instead of the ball hinges. He's got single knees instead of double knees, but they're very nice and tight. Super solid. He's got better torso, if you ask me, for a character like this, of this size. He's just got the ball waist. I think Omega Spawn would have benefited from the ball waist, because sometimes more articulation isn't a good thing. It can actually be a detriment to how much I enjoy a figure. And in Omega Spawn's case, kind of is, because some of his joints are a little bit on the loose side. Whereas Monolith here is a nice, tight, chunky boy. So getting him out of there. We will pop Omega Spawn off his stand. Comes with the trademark hockey puck display stand we're using with all McFarlane Toys releases, complete with a Spawn logo on it, or, excuse me, Spawn, for those of you who are fans of Spawn and the Demon's Hand from the Sega Dreamcast. That said, Omega Spawn is a little top heavy, as you can see, so I gotta lean him forward a bit here. Yeah, his ankle joints are kind of ass, to say the least. Compared to that Monolith's anyways, he is not the easiest thing to stand. Which is unfortunate, because he looks so darn cool. But let's just address the elephant in the room. Mine came unglued here. That said, why the hell is it glued here? Why? There's no... It's black plastic, dude. What? I don't know. So setting his lower half aside, we'll focus on his upper half. So yeah, that sucks. I'm going to have Mr. Brian, a.k.a. my dad, a.k.a. the old man, put some of his Krynite cement on that BITCH so he can be super solid, because apparently the glue they used wasn't worth the crap. And not for nothing, his torso joint was not the tightest thing either, so that doesn't help his situation at all. But, you know, it is what it is, I'm afraid. But thankfully, my torso mod did kind of fix the torso. It didn't do a perfect job, but it did kind of fix it. So as far as articulation on this guy goes, his head is on a double ball peg, but it's very hindered by all of his stuff going on here. I would have taken some of these fur chunks from his cape off and probably just given him the head range to look up and down and stuff, because he is a big, scary looking monster dude. Would be nice to have more expression out of that. Shoulders do hinge out. They do have that cap, kind of hindered by his doomsday spikes there, but it is there. They do also rotate. We're going to go to this elbow because it is a little looser. I can bend it pretty easy there. As you can see, single joint with the swivel. That said, this side's got like minimal to no ratchet. This other side's like super tight. So why is it so inconsistent? That said, his wrists are on ball hinges, but again, you can hear how tight that is. That's after heating it. It does rotate at the base as well as in the hand itself. I always keep these bent in a little bit so I know what way that hinge is facing. This side was a lot tighter than the other one, so you can see they work just fine. They're not like clicking real loud, but they're clicking loud enough. And then of course he's got the diaphragm joint. I'm not even going to get into the range because it's not really all that in a bag of chips, but it is there. You could shift it around and whatnot, and it's fine, I guess. He's got like the Slayer pentagram thing on his chest too, which I think is kind of funny. That said, moving on to his lower section, his torso does tilt back and forth at the waist. It does rotate. This diaper was kind of hiked down on mine, so I gotta pinch it a little bit, and then it will kind of form around the groove at the waist there. Surprisingly, he doesn't have any chains around his crotch. That's just noticed that, actually. Hips will kick out to the side very loosely, but they do kick out to the side. They do rotate forward and back a little bit. My hair gets in my way, so I can't see what I am doing. He does have a thigh cut that works okay. Mostly in on that one. This one actually does rotate out a little bit, but it doesn't have the same butt spikes that this side does. That's stupid. This should spin out. Really? Up to the same. No, I don't. That's just the way his butt's sculpted, I guess. That's weird. He's got asymmetrical butt cheeks. That said, he's got a double knee. Which, again, is not the tightest thing ever, but it's not the worst. And then he has a hinge in the foot. Which you can hear the clicks in there. It's just not very many. And then he's got the toe joint, which is a little floppy in neutral here. It's fine over here. But yeah, man, kind of sucks that, well, mine is half the man he used to be. Get it? Because he's split in half. But nothing some super glue won't fix. I just shouldn't have to freaking do that, but whatever. That said, McFarlane toys do not continue doing this torso design. It's pretty freaking stupid, if you ask me, and makes no sense, and is overly complicated. So if I can get him back together here, the chains kind of get in the way, but I can usually pop them back together. Alright, I think he's popped back together for the most part. Hold on. There we go. There's that thing locking into place for me. So if I can just stand him up here. Get him to lean back, not forward. So he will cooperate for the final size comparisons. Yeah, let's see. Let's slide him over just a little bit. Bring in our two regulars. The Mythic Legion's Brother Manibulith. Right there. Boop. And the infamous 11 Spawn. And yeah, he's not going to be towering over everyone today, but Omega Spawn is a MegaFig after all. And even though he pops apart at the midsection, when he's not doing that, he stands taller than pretty much most of the Spawn line. Except that Violator, anyways. Maybe Overkill. I don't know how big Cygor is compared to some of these newer ones. He's probably a little bigger, right? So with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from the, quite frankly, piss-poor torso construction on this figure just in general, it's not the fact that mine came unglued, it's just, why the hell is it made that way? Makes no sense to me. I thankfully did not have a ton of quality control issues with good old Omega Spawn here. I was able to heat up the hands and get them working without breaking them. Knock on wood, it stays that way. But I will tell you, I do believe of the two kind of big, chunky Monster Spawn Mega figures from the Spawn's Universe line, the Monolith is a superior offering. Just feels a little bit better in hand and didn't have a bunch of issues out of the box. So with that in mind, if you are like me and want to get the Omega Spawn and have been holding out on him, you can pick him up on Big Bad Toy Store on sale still for $45. They have the cheapest price for him, I think, at this current time. Just go easy with it, though. Pop the arms out, take your time with the hands. If you can, pop the hands off at the bottom of the palm there. Heat all those joints up, get them working nice and smooth, and you should have no problems with yours either. Although the diaphragm joint could have been a little tighter, not gonna lie, I'm sure that could just be mine, or maybe they're all like that. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.